Three-time NBA champion with the Showtime Los Angeles Lakers. Now an NBA analyst, our man Byron Scott. Byron, man, great to have you. How you doing?
I'm good, Chris, Rob. How y'all doing, man? Everything's good here.
Absolutely. We're good, man. It's been a while.
I know. It's good to have you back.
Yes. Yeah,
Yes.
It has been a while, man. A lot has happened since the last time I talked to you.
Hey, I do want to start here, Byron, since you, of course, won championships and being a part of a parade. Chris and I have covered parades as newspaper reporters and whatnot, and it's a pretty fascinating and great thing to be a part of. And now we, keep seeing these shootings and whatnot.
Yeah.
Is there a chance that we're gonna stop seeing these parades, and have some sort of
indoors?
Yeah, controlled environment indoors going forward?
Yeah, you're either going to do it in a controlled environment or you're going to stop seeing it altogether. I mean, because it's all about, keeping the people safe as much as possible. And it's crazy. You guys know this, man. Back in our day, that was the last thing on our minds when we were winning championships. Right. Having a parade. The parade was one of the key components of celebrating it with your fans and friends and family. So this is just getting a little ridiculous and out of hand.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask you because, I mean, even though, thankfully, it's sad that the person that was killed knows that we're injured, but thankfully none of the athletes were injured. But if you were playing nowadays, whether you were not even in Kansas City, but just at any team that won a championship, would you be concerned? Because we've seen this, Byron, repeatedly over the last decade. Denver, when they won the championship, they had an issue. Would you be concerned as an athlete now?
Hell yeah.
Right.
I mean, I tell you what, it would be hard to get me to come on the podium and speak.
Man. Wow. Now that says,
because now you're so much more aware of what's going on, and this is out there. I mean, it's out there in living colors. So it's another thing that you have to think about is from an athletic standpoint. When you winning championships, that's the last thing that you should be thinking about is a shooting at a celebration of you bringing a championship home. So, like I said, the times are getting crazier and crazier, and I'm pretty sure in Kansas City, Mahone, Kelsey, all them brothers, they wasn't thinking nothing about this. They were just thinking about coming home and celebrating with the fans.
Yep. All right, let's go to the NBA. The Doc Rivers hiring and whatnot was kind of strange. They were rolling. The team was playing well, but obviously there was some internal strife there going on, and it's been an uneven start, to be nice, with Doc Rivers. Is this just a matter of them getting accustomed to Doc and figuring it out, and this will be better later than it is sooner, or was this a mistake?
Rob, I think, first of all, that's my boy. Doc and I go way back all the way our college days when we played against each other at Arizona State and Marquette. So I've known Doc, man, since I was 19, 20 years old. And I know the type of man he is. I know the type of coach he is. So from a coach's standpoint, I was kind of like you guys. I was shocked that Milwaukee fired Adrian. I thought he was doing a heck of a job. But obviously it has to do with something that was going on inside the organization that we're not aware of. Right. But you got a great coach in Doc whose pedigree speaks for itself. I mean, he's won a championship. He's been one of the best coaches, a coach of the year. So I see this team, they're going to struggle early because of this new hiring, because of a new system and everything coming into place. But, yeah, I agree with you, Rob. I think, when we get towards the playoff, this team will start to gel, and they'll start to play well, and they'll be one of those contenders in the East that can win it all.
Byron, the Lakers, obviously you are one of the famous Lakers. They talked to Golden State. It was really Golden State reaching out to them about trying to get LeBron to play with Steph. Now, I would have loved to have seen it. I know you think the Lakers going to win the championship every year. So
no, he doesn't. Byron don't see it like that. Byron, come on, Byron. You don't see it like that.
I would have loved to have seen them send LeBron with his blessing to the Warriors. Do you think they did the right thing and he did the right thing by staying with the Lakers?
The Lakers blew it.
Or would you have liked to see him and Steph?
No, I think he did the right thing and the Lakers did the right thing. And just so you know, Chris, I don't always think the Lakers going to win the championship every year.
No, Byron, I know you don't roll like that.
No, but I am very realistic. I know when they have a shot and when they don't. Right. But I like the way they're playing right now. I mean, the last, 7-8 games, I think they've been playing the type of basketball that we all kind of envisioned early during the season, but they've been, having these ups and downs. But it's also like this last year, right when they got close to the All-Star weekend and everything, and they made that trade, and they started to roll that second half, and they got to the Western Conference Finals. So it's kind of, a mirror of what happened last year with this team. And right now they seem to be hitting their stride, especially the guys that you expect to bring something every single night. D'Angelo Russell, Austin Reeves, those guys. Roy, you expect those guys every night. At least two of those guys to play well, and if those two or three of those guys play well, along with the way AD's playing this year, and I'm sorry if the Lakers' record was better, if they were probably 10 games better than what they are right now, so they're 30-26. If they were like 40-16, there's no way in the world that you wouldn't be talking about Anthony Davis as an MVP candidate. I mean, that's how good he's been all season long.
Absolutely, definitely.
Let me switch over to the Warriors, the team that inquired about LeBron. They blew a big lead last night to the Clippers. They did that again. I think they lead the league in blown they've blown leads or something, like I've read. The most blown leads of double digits or something, which is crazy when you think about the players and what they've done. Is that thing all done there? Should we stick a fork in the Warriors? Because it just doesn't look like the same team.
It really doesn't, Rob. But you know what? It's hard for me as a former player to say that they're done when you still got Steph, you still got Draymond, you still got Clay, you still got that nucleus. Now, obviously, they're a little long in the tooth, and obviously Clay is not what he used to be with all the injuries that he's had. And Draymond has to kind of tone it down, as we know. But it's hard for me to say that team is done when you got those type of guys who got that pedigree of winning championships together. So I wouldn't say they're completely done, but if I'm hedging my bets, when you look at the Western Conference right now, I would say that there's no way that team could win another championship.
Let me ask you this. When I was growing up, and you remember it too, I mean, the All-Star game was like
it was the showplace, right? It was like a centerpiece for the league, right? Everybody tuned in to see guys play and together.
When you won the MVP of that game, I mean, I remember Isaiah Thomas saying that this means I'm the best player in the world today. You know, and that meant something because dudes were trying hard, Right. Now, I mean, it's gone, Byron, over the last decade from
embarrassing.
Being embarrassing and ridiculous to now it's basically unwatchable. Is there anything you think can be done? Is it just that these guys have their brands are so big, they're making so much money? And I think, you know what All-Star Weekend is. I mean, the game is like an afterthought. It's so much going on before the game on Sunday night. Do you think there's anything that can be done to kind of get it back to being competitive and what it used to be? Or you think it just is what it is and we're in a different day and you can't save it?
Chris, I think it is what it is. I really do. And like you said earlier, these guys make so much money. And like you said, it's an honor to be an All-Star, to be there for that weekend. But the game is the last thing on their minds.
Right.
They're trying to finish. They got so many other things they're doing, that weekend. We got the game tomorrow. Let's get this game over with to get the hell out of here and get ready for the rest of the season. I mean, I think that's how they really think right now. And, they're, like you said, the brands are so big that they make so much money that this little money that if you win the game or if you lose, don't really matter to them whatsoever. So I think, we're at that point right now. Like you said, I used to watch the All-Star game, when I was a player. And even when I was coaching early in my coaching year, I used to watch All-Star Game. I don't even turn in the weekend because it's that crazy.
No,
I don't watch it. I listen to it. I look at what happens on the news. Who won the three-pointer? Who won the dunk contest? Who won the game? So it's an afterthought, for me, because like you said, as a an ex-athlete, the one thing that you thrive on is competition. And I don't see that when these guys play anymore. So, I think it's pretty much a done deal.
One last thing about a minute, the James Harden to the Clippers deal. I mean, and Ty Lue is a fantastic coach as well, but they got it rolling. Do you like them? They got a good shot to be in the Western Conference Finals?
Yeah, I do, to be honest with you. I mean, it's hard for me to say as a Laker fan.
Right.
that I like the because I'll be the first one also here to admit that when they made that trade, I thought it was crazy. I said, that's a terrible trade. James Harden on that team, that ain't going to work. But, man, I mean, you made me eat my words. I mean, they look great. Those guys are playing extremely well together. And when you look at the talent that they have on that team, if they don't make the Western Conference Finals, it's a failed season. And I think, like you said, Ty Lue is one of the better coaches in this league.
He really is.
He
really is.
All right, that's 3-time NBA champion Byron Scott. Byron,
Thanks
for joining us.
My pleasure, guys. Anytime, man. Y'all take care and keep doing y'all thing.
Appreciate it. Thank you, buddy.